Hello, English 2 students, and welcome to day 2 of reading Act 2 of the Crucible. Today we read pages 1275 to 1279, or pages 9 through 13 of the packet. Tomorrow we will finish this packet. We will finish the Crucible. It doesn't seem like we made it very far today, but there was a lot of dense stuff we had to get through. Tomorrow it zooms by much faster because everything starts picking up the pace, especially near the very end. It's a slow burn, this act, if you remember from the beginning for what we talked about yesterday. But here's what we talked about today. So we kind of start off, and the question I asked the face-to-face students when we started off is, what isn't Proctor understanding here? So like at the very end here, Elizabeth's trying to explain something to John Proctor that's just not clicking. Specifically, this. John, have you ever shown her somewhat of a contempt? She cannot pass you in church and you will blush. I may blush for my sin. I think she sees another meaning in that blush. John's not understanding what's going on here. And so Elizabeth's trying to paint that picture. And right there is where you kind of really see that. So we see another tone shift again whenever we see the arrival of Reverend Hale here. So once again, we get anger, 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 anger. It's building up, building up, building up, and then the air's let out of it again when a new person comes in. Real quick, just to clear some stuff up, this whole stuff with the rifle starts for his rifle, turning rifle in hand, sets down his rifle. Some people might infer that he's going to go kill Abigail. That's not what he's doing. He's just going to have the rifle for protection because they live out in the country. Abigail's in town. He has to go through the wilderness to get there, so he has the rifle for protection. All right, so we have the tone shift whenever Reverend Hale comes in. And why do you think Reverend Hale is here? Keep in mind what Mary Warren told us yesterday, that she saved Elizabeth Proctor's life whenever her name was brought up in the thing. Reverend Hale's a witch hunter. I wonder why Reverend Hale is here. So why do you think Reverend Hale is here on page 1275? As we move forward onto 1276, we get some surprising news. Rebecca Nurse was charged. Why is this surprising? Well, if we look at the other people that have been accused, you have Goody Good, who sleeps in ditches and is homeless and poor. You have Goody. I'm spacing on her other name. The other woman is a drunk and half-witted. So these are not necessarily the most outstanding members of society. But Rebecca Nurse, why is this surprising? Think back to Act 1. In Act 1, Rebecca Nurse is a nurse, of course, and the nurses and the Putmans are always fighting. The nurses are not necessarily a poor group in the town. In fact, they almost started their own town because they're tired of all the stuff that was going on in Salem. So the nurses are people that have money, and so that's the reason why it's kind of surprising that she is being thrown under the bus. And then we continue, and Hale's going to ask some questions, specifically this. I thought, sir, to put some questions as to the Christian character of this house. You will permit me? That could be bad, considering there's some damning evidence. And we do get to that damning evidence of, well, they haven't been to church a lot. And then we get even more damning evidence of, they haven't baptized their third son. The first two kids are baptized, but the third one isn't baptized. Now Proctor does a decent job of like explaining his reasoning. In fact, we see a little bit more of why Proctor and Paris don't get along right here. And then right here, he kind of like, once again, just hammers down like this is what he doesn't like about Paris. Then we have the commandments pop up. And if you remember yesterday, the commandments is one of the pieces of evidence that we use to prove somebody's a witch or not. And here comes what I would say is probably the funniest moment in all of the Crucible. It's right here. Actually, the beginning of Act 4 is also pretty funny too, but this right here is pretty funny. Right here. Let you repeat them, if you will. The commandments. I, looking off, beginning to sweat. Thou shalt not kill. I, counting on his fingers, thou shalt not steal. Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's goods, nor make unto thee any graven image. Thou shalt not take the name of the Lord in vain. Thou shalt not have no gods before me. With some hesitation, thou shalt not remember the Sabbath day and keep it holy. Thou shalt remember the Sabbath day and keep it holy. Uh, mm, Thou shalt honor thy father and mother. Thou shalt not bear false witness. He's stuck. He counts back on his fingers, knowing he's missing one. Thou shalt not make thee any graven image. You've said that twice, sir. Adultery, John. It's funny. Like that legitimately is like a funny scene right there. That's the one he forgets. That one specifically is the one that he forgets. All right. I even wrote lulls as my notes right there. I love that joke. Then we see Elizabeth Proctor try to do a Hail Mary attempt. She's trying to get John Proctor to tell Reverend Hell about what he knows, how Abigail told him that's all a lie. And then we begin to see Hell getting upset. And then, so here in the PDF, pages 12 and 13, or specifically pages 1279 or 1278 to 1279, we really help see information that will help you with the writing prompt, specifically towards the third person that's mentioned in the writing prompt. This right here really lets us have insight into the motivations of Reverend Hell. And on 1279, specifically up here at the very top, this stage note is a very interesting one. It's his own suspicion, but he resisted. That stage note tells you a lot. And then all of this is just tells us what's behind Reverend Hell, what keeps him going. I like this line right here, by the way. Elizabeth, question Abigail Williams about the gospel, not myself. That's a good punch she gets in. And this is where we end. Hell ends it with this. And it's basically kind of like, it's a warning he's giving them essentially. And he's just giving them some advice to help them stay on the straight and narrow. God keep both of you. Let the third child be quickly baptized and go without fail each Sunday to Sabbath prayer and keep solemn quiet among you. And I think then Giles Corey appears in the doorway and yells, John! And that's where we ended for today. Tomorrow we will continue our reading of the Crucible. We'll actually finish Act 2 tomorrow, so annotations are still due tomorrow, and the questions will be due Friday. So that's all I got for you today. I will see y'all on the flip side. If you have any questions, please email me at pdavidson@portageal.ktol.mo.us. I will see y'all later. Bye.